Hello everyone, good morning. This is Merlin from Credo Systemz. Very happy to welcome you all for today's webinar. So for today's session is handled by Vijay about the need of Primavera in core industry. So I request everyone to pay attention throughout the session. In the last 15 minutes, you all have the dedicated QA session for clarifying your doubts. So please stay connected throughout the session to get the participation certificate. Without getting any further delay, hand over the session to Mr. Vijay. Thank you.
Hey, good morning. Thank you, Merlin, for the brief intro about me. Yeah. Hey, good morning. I'm not sure whether anyone from other part of uh, or outside the country or other part of world who may also join in this program. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. So I am Vijay. So I am 16 plus year of experience. So I am a senior project manager working in a leading MNC and having project management skills more than 10 plus years of experience. Handled sessions nearly about to 10 years in Credo Systems. Especially, I am more focused towards project management tools, especially Primavera, Microsoft Project, Jira, Rally. These are all project or portfolio or program management tools, except Microsoft Project. So I'm expertise in these all areas, as well as I'm a certified Agile coach and certified Scrum Master. So this is overall my profile before start this webinar. I am seeing Dinesh, Jeba, Sweta, Koka, Princy, Harish. Okay, Enba. Sounds good. Let me share my screen. Predominantly, this particular webinar is going to mainly focus on need of Primavera in core industry. So what is Primavera and how it is getting evolving in the job market. Even past 5 years, it is very in a creamy layer of tool that is needed or utilized in most of the core industry, especially civil, mechanical, electrical, and oil and gas, even IT and para industries also using it. But this particular webinar is focused towards civil, mech, and electrical space, how the Primavera is expected, and what kind of candidates or what kind of skilled candidates of Primavera, what level of skill is required in core industry. So first of all, usually we will have whichever technology or whichever tool we are seeing newly, we may come up with this kind of questions. Who can learn this? So I feel if you guys also willing to interact, you can post your questions in chat by side. We can have it discuss in the final parking slot, as Merlin said. There will be a dedicated thing. If anything to be addressed, you can post it in the chat. If I'm seeing it, I will clarify, address then and there, or we can also, if it needs to be discussed in detail, we can have it parked at the end of the session. So Primavera, usually people think only planning engineers have to learn this program, or only experienced people have to learn this program, or not learn this program or learn this tool. Okay. Who can learn or who has the capability to learn P6 Primavera? So Primavera is first of all an Oracle based tool. So it was initially developed by a company called Primavera Systems, and it was later acquired by the market database market leader Oracle, who acquired this company called Primavera Systems. From there, in the year of 2008, it became Oracle's Primavera. So it becomes a what is a uh, very popular tool in project management and portfolio management and program management. So who can learn this? Yes, freshers obviously can learn this. So they can have a boundary of junior planning engineer or planning engineer jobs they can apply after learning this. But it depends again. Mostly companies or organization will prefer people with 2 or 3 year experience in that particular domain. It may be civil or it may be mechanical or it may be electrical. With the additional of Primavera tool knowledge or Primavera tool experience will be a value add and shifting jobs in the industry. So because all the project phases, like from initiation phase to project closure phase, project initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and control, and project closure or reporting will be happening on Oracle Primavera, that we will see in our later slides. Especially, yes, experienced to become planning engineer, to become project manager, to become senior project manager, to become even portfolio owners or program owners also can learn this program. There is no blocker in learning this tool or technology. Next, job seekers, site engineers, quality engineers who want to challenge themselves in shifting their career towards planning or project management, they can join this. I mean, they can learn this tool without any hesitation. Here, I mentioned planning engineer focused because most of the industries looking or utilizing the Primavera for planning. But nowadays it started evolving towards the project management full end to end as well. That's why Primavera is divided into basic and advanced. Here we are not separated anything like basic and advanced. Here it's a full set of advanced level tool learning we are gathering here. Okay. Next, why I have to learn Primavera? To enhance my career? Yes, obviously, definitely. Learning a user-friendly tool. So there may be a question that may comes in your mind. Even before the period of Primavera also, we did planning, we did project execution, we did monitoring, we did controlling, and we completed, we delivered even 100 million, 200 million projects even without Primavera. Then there may be a question that arrives in your mind. So without Primavera, what will be the impact? Using this Primavera, what will be the advantage we are getting? So nothing but even we can do all calculations in paper. We can do all calculations in calculator. We can do all calculations in what do you say, Excel or sheets. So I'm raising a question towards audience. What's the difference between these three? Anyone who like to volunteer? I don't want this session to be monolithic or delivering from one end. I need some interactive interactions from the people, from you as well. So just I like to hear from you. So anyone who volunteer or I have to name those individuals. Either one is comfortable for me. Jaba, Shweta, Dinesh. My question is very simple and straightforward. Do you want me to repeat that question? Come on, guys.
Sir, can you repeat that question, sir?
Okay. So yes. Sorry, my voice is echoing. So people who are not talking, kindly go to mute. 1 second. My question is straightforward. Even without the period of Oracle Primavera, we learned, we executed all these projects. My question is calculating, doing all calculations or math calculations. If, for example, expense of your report for a monthly report of your uh, household things, you are doing in paper, as well as calculator also help that to do that work. And we have Excel sheet or Google Sheets also available nowadays to do that work. What is the difference between three? What is the benefit that you are seeing between paper, calculator, and Excel sheet? Yes, Dinesh, go ahead. Dinesh, you said right? Dinesh or someone who said want to repeat the question? Anyone like to answer for this, or I have to answer the question again? Okay, never mind. So just all the things we can do in paper itself. Only thing is calculator will speed up the process first of all. Any tool that is going to introduced to you or introduced to yourself, that is going to speed up your process. Second one is we have an option to store the things in Excel. When comparing to paper, while using calculator, you can perform your task very quickly. When comparing to a calculator, you can also store the things. For example, for January month, what was the expense happened to my home? You can go back and see because it's stored and it is always accessible to you. Even in Google Drive, even with the internet connection, even if you lost the machine, you can get the data anytime from anywhere, wherever you have an internet and Gmail account is more than sufficient to get that details. So each and every tool that is introduced to you, that is solving one of your purpose as a user. Similar way, Primavera is helping planning engineers and project managers to effectively plan. So it will speed up the planning process and it will effectively help the project managers to operate multiple projects in parallel because it reducing lot of manual tracking that we usually do before the period or era of for example, from paper we planned, we need to keep all those things manually in shelves. So if you are missing out anything, it will not be recovered. In calculator, again, you are calculating it, it is speeding up your process of planning. And when Excel sheet or Google Drive introduced, even though it is introduced, we need to do a lot of formulas manually by ourselves and we need to store it individually. But when tools are getting introduced, you need no need to calculate anything, just everything is already configured in default fields of that tool. Only thing is we need to utilize that tool, understand the tool, learn the tool, execute the tool for your purpose. So tool always will simplify our work before getting into the tool. So why project management or planning, proper learning of planning itself needed. So project management philosophies or project management introduced into the market before uh, what do you say before 1970s. So that at the time it was mostly utilized for the operational level projects. Then project is a temporary endeavor that has a definite start and definite end. So with the purpose of unique output that we are deriving out of the project. We all know what is project. For example, constructing a home is a project, constructing a power plant is a project, even developing a mobile software is a project. So whichever project we have a boundary of some timeline. Even for example, there is a company called Hyundai in automobile industry. They are working for releasing a new model called i40 or i50. Imagine that there is no i40 or i50 till now. So i20. So for example, i30 or i40 is coming into Indian market. If they are designing it, so they are planning it. They are gathering the requirement for that car and they are designing it and they are manufacturing. I mean, they are building each and every component and they are configuring it and they are preparing one prototype of car. And if that prototype of car is performing well in the testing, then that car is agreed upon by all the industry best practices and measures. Then that car will be certified by the all government bodies. Then that car can be eligible to deliver to the end user in the market. So this whole process is a life cycle. So this is a project life cycle. It started with requirement and it ended with completing your one piece of product that is eligible, fully potentially eligible to deliver to a end user or a customer. So once it is done, then it can be copied to multiple copies. That may be 1 lakh cars we can manufacture and we can deliver. Those are all the things comes under operational part. Till that, whatever we prepared from requirement gathering to end the delivery of that individual single car, that phase is called as project. So most of the money wasted due to poor project performance in earlier days during the even till period of 2015, there is a survey conducted in US. It said nearly 1 billion invested money is wasted under the poor project performance. So now using the best practices of project management tools like Primavera or even Microsoft Project and new techniques, even traditional techniques like a critical path method, earned value mechanism, delay impact analysis, S-curve analysis, along with that latest Agile and Scrum Even there are new thing called scaled agile framework. These are all the new project management latest trend philosophies that helping the project wastage. Wastage is a key impact for the wastage is nothing but money waste. It also impact the schedule delays that cause him directly or indirectly to the money only. So project failure indirectly going to affect the financial statement of your organization. To avoid that, we should follow the best practices, project management philosophies we need to use. To effectively perform your best practices and project management philosophies, we need to be strong in any of the tools that supports end-to-end project lifecycle. Whichever may be the industry, all the industry project is common only. In IT also project is a common. I want to develop a company. Uh, I want to develop an app, for example. It's a mobile app for booking a cab. Already it is there. So I want to introduce a app for cab booking, but it is a shared cab booking through the employees. It is not like Ola or Uber. So whoever having car, they can register even it is not a yellow board. Yellow board is nothing but a taxi. So even it's for cab sharing app. If we are planning to develop that, we can have requirement gathering, we can have planning, we can have execution, we can have monitoring phases. So again, we need a tool and best practices to perform and deliver the app successfully, because we know which are all the successful apps that is live in the market, but we don't know how many apps are getting failed due to the poor project performance. So that was to be reduced means you need to adapt the best process, you need to adapt the best tools that will help your project to perform in a better way. Okay. So for that purpose only, tools are needed. But also, while choosing the tool that is needed for your organization, that that should have a purpose. We need to prepare or buy a tool that really needed for you. For example, if your organization is having only 50 members of resources, only you are handling the projects that is below 5 lakh Indian rupees. That range of 5 lakh or 10 lakh or maximum size of my project in my organization is 30 lakh project is the maximum size of my project. Then you should not go and buy Oracle Primavera that cost around a single license of 3 lakh rupees. So always we need to select a tool that suits for our purpose, first of all. So anyone can go and learn the tool, but your organization should have a purpose. So in that case, we need to go for a lesser version of tool that is called as Microsoft Project. So the single license will cost around 80K for their organization level. So similar way, this particular slide is talking about never use a carpenter hammer on a metal. If you are using a carpenter hammer on a metal, you are a carpenter. If you are going to work in heavy sunlight, the metal will get heat upon very easily. You can't hold it, the hammer in the hand. So automatically you can't perform your job effectively, because we know tool is required. But if you are choosing a wrong tool, it won't serve your purpose. So always when you are choosing the tool, you should understand first whether it will solve our purpose or not. So that is very important. Okay. Moving on to next slide. What kind of demand available in market for Primavera? So these are all the latest pulled out number of jobs available in Naukri only. Around 30K jobs available in the market. You may ask, you may have a question. So I learned Primavera by joining Credo System within a month or within 2 months. Whether I have an opportunity to get any one of these jobs in the listed slide. But yes, you can. But these jobs are demanding. Like for example, we need a person who has Primavera knowledge, but having 8 years of experience in civil industry, site engineering experience with Primavera knowledge. So design engineer with Primavera knowledge, design engineer experience with 8 years in particular mechanical field with the Primavera knowledge. So that kind of prerequisite is your domain knowledge is prerequisite. Additionally, this tool will add upon to your profile means automatically when you are going for a job, there are 10 members coming and attending the interview. Out of that, 3 or 4 are knowing Primavera means they will prefer or they will shortlist only that 4 for the interview. Among the four, how your skills, how your articulating skills, how your soft skills, how your previous project management skills or planning skills. So based on that comparison, you may get opted or selected for that particular job. So jobs are available. Whether we are going to grab it or not, whether we are going to upgrade ourselves or not, that is in our hand. So high market demand Primavera is having number nowadays. You may have a question. There are a lot of other project management tools also you said, sir. For example, you said Primavera, you said even Microsoft project, even you said Jira and Rally. Why I have to learn Primavera? That we will discuss in upcoming slides. Okay. I hope no questions so far. Even if any questions, feel free to stop. Even you can ask. Rather, no need to wait for posting in chat as well. I am giving that option as well. So even especially in Gulf and Canada, now this job market is getting opened. Initially, it was boomed in Gulf countries, UAE countries, and Canada only. Nowadays, in India also, it is very popular. This numbers, this figures showing that it has a good demand in the market nowadays. And average salary based on the survey, which is conducted in even in lot of job portals, it was collected. So average fresher salary is 5,421. It is all average is calculated all over the world. Depends on the country, it may get increased. This 5421 US dollar is should be converted into Indian money. That will be the average per year salary of a fresher. All these values you need to convert into INR. So that comes for the Indian level of Indian base salary. So especially for manager and project head, it was mentioned is for it's a US even UAE pricing only, not Indian. For fresher level and senior planning engineer, it was collected for Indian market average price. Any doubt so far? So I feel and I recommend that this average salary is on par with the market, even with the IT industry. It's only thing is we need to get expertise in this tool features, capabilities, how it can be utilized in our project, and that helps to improve the project productivity. That helps the organization to yield more profits in the way of cost as well as better customer satisfaction also we can acquire, but by effectively managing the scope of the project in the tool as well. Lot of people thinking while introducing Primavera into a project, whether it will increase the company's revenue, not only company's revenue. Using this tool, if you are planning perfectly, if you are executing the perfectly, automatically the scope of the project will be also effectively monitored and tracked. Automatically, you will deliver a wise product to your end users. Automatically, if your end user or customer is getting happy, there will be a lot of references that will happen from the customers. Automatically, your organization revenue will be increased. So everything is dependent on your project, individual project performances of that organization. So individual project performance not only yielding the benefits in the profit margin, yielding the customer support as well. So that's why this tool is a end-to-end project management software or tool that helps the organization to perform delivering the quality products to the end users. How can I learn Primavera? This is the biggest question for each and every learner who like to learn new technology or new tools. So not only for Primavera, all the tools we will have this. There are a lot of technical blogs available, especially for Primavera. So video tutorials in YouTube, you have all the video tutorials available in P6. So if you have good time in hand, you have do good discipline in hand, you can spend consistently 2 hours or 1.5 hours per day. You can self-learn by yourself. There is no doubt in that. What is the advantage of getting trained by the industry experts? You have a real-time mentors here like me in Credo System. Uh, 2 to 3 mentors available who are helping you in connecting with the real-time examples of the industry, where you will not get that in the YouTubes, where you can just navigate the tool options, how to perform that operation you will get. Moreover, the placement oriented training. As our post training, we will have a mock interview discussions, how to answer a question like project management philosophy question also raised. Not only they will ask for only tool related question in the interview. Being a project manager, when schedule is getting slipped while you are executing a project, how to bring back the schedule as per the customer expectation, our clients or our stakeholder expectations, our milestones, how to bring back our schedule within the milestone. So what are all the techniques we need to follow? So these kind of discussions will also happen along with the program. That's why I said, so PMP related all philosophies will be practically executed through a tool that is called as Primavera, tool executed along with the real-time industrial scenarios. So that is what biggest advantage if you are getting trained by the industry experts. Okay. So, and if you are falling under any one of this category, for example, I'm not knowing where to start. I have no direction in what is the prerequisite or basics that we need to brush up. Like what I said, what is project, what is operation, what is difference between project and operations, what is planning, what are all the types of planning available. So what is the planning features, all those things, what is project life cycle. So when the project may get failed, when managing the cost, the project may get failed. When we are doing a poor management of scope, again, you can deliver the project on time, you can deliver the project with the cost, but your customer is not happy means again he or she won't pay anything to you. Automatically, it will be a big loss for the organization in the way of time as well as cost as well as reputation. So we need to understand the philosophies. So these are all the basic prerequisites to learn this program. That also covered in this program when we are taking. So when you know don't know where to start, when you don't know what are all the prerequisites or basics that I need to brush up to understand the Primavera, not only the tool options by connecting to the real-time project management philosophies and able to read and understand, but no real-time case studies I am not able to get. I know Primavera very well. Even I know Primavera basics very well. I don't know the advanced feature like how to set up the thresholds. Whenever there is a project impacted activities are there, it should alert me automatically whether I am going activity by activity and identifying which activity is getting problem. So being a project manager, I need to govern the project in an effective way with the best practices and standards. So those things you can't get when you are self-learning. So for that purpose, you can opt. If you are in this any of this category, I'm not able to get that scenario. If you are a very industrial expectation, what is the industry? I learned Primavera by myself, but I don't know whether I am on par with the industry expectations in the job interviews. So now a direction towards interview-based preparations. Don't worry, we are designed the program inclusive of everything. How to overcome this? So minimum we are conducting this program with the 8 years particularly utilized their skill set in Primavera. So Primavera training is handled here. Like for example, I am using Primavera tool for nearly 10 to 11 years. So all the trainers will be using this tool more than 8 years and full hands-on in this tool. And we have regular assignments and feedback. Each and every session is going to be practical for you. So whatever exercise I am doing, so that exercise you have to also do by end of the program or after the post program. So this 30 hour or 30 session of program, you need to again execute this 30 session. So it is kind of 60 session kind of thing you have to execute in this program. And it's purely interview based discussions, whichever some of the topic when we are handling itself, we will highlight that this kind of questions may arise in this topic. So real-time case studies we will be sharing in the middle of the program. We will get one mini project in construction site. At the end of the project, we will get commercial construction. Even oil and gas projects also we have with the requirements. So you can have that implemented in this tool. Automatically, we will have a good exposure towards the real-time experience where you can clearly say that I have used this tool for past 1 year or 2 year. So learning is not to crack only the interviews. Learning is learning and improvising in our practical and real-time knowledge will help us to work directly in the project wherever you are appointed without any hesitation. For that, how to overcome this? These are all the things we have. So you can even identify any of the institute, that is different case. So understand that whether all these steps are addressed in that particular program. So next, I'm moving on to what is Primavera. So people usually think Primavera is a planning tool or scheduling tool. So planning and scheduling is part of a tool only. People but wrongly thinking that this tool is only for planning or scheduling. So that's why I said this tool is not only for planning, it is for whole project management. So whole project management includes from the initiation phase, from the planning phase, and executing and closing. So all the 5 phases can be implemented in this tool. So whole project is managed end to end in this tool. Then you may ask a question whether Primavera as a project management tool. Yes, Primavera as a project management tool. Microsoft Project is also a project management tool. The only difference, the biggest difference that makes Primavera is more popular than other project management tool is Primavera is having an additional capability of it can manage the program. It can also manage the portfolio. Program is nothing but grouping of project under a category that is called as a program. For example, L&T is an organization, is an enterprise, for example. So L&T is having a business of construction, that is a portfolio. L&T is also having a portfolio called as a learning department. That is also one of the portfolio. L&T is also having Infotech, that is a software division of that L&T that will do all software development for their customers or clients. So that is another thing. Even L&C also having a power plant business. So each and every business is a portfolio. Under construction, we have a two category of construction. One is villa construction, another one is a apartment, or we can say commercial construction, residential construction. So commercial and residential is going to be a program. Under commercial or under residential, I am having apartment as well as villa construction as a separate entity. Both are separate program, that is called as sub-programs. Under sub-program, for example, under apartment, I am doing a project one, which is happening on Chennai. So the project name is, let's say, Vilasini. So another project that is called as Cassia. So there are a lot of project names where the project Cassia will have nearly 500 villa construction or apartment construction using, it includes 2 BHK and 3 BHK. So these are all individual projects grouped under a program. That program is called as, or program or sub-program we can say. So program called as apartment. So this apartment will come under a main program that is called as construction. Sorry, residential construction. This residential construction will come under a portfolio called as construction. So Primavera is used to track what are all the projects in the organization, under which program it is coming, under which portfolio it is coming. So this hierarchy can be viewed in this tool. That is the biggest beauty, where in Microsoft Project and other tools, each and every project is a separate file where you can open the separate file and you can view the file and you can close the project, and then only you can open the other project. Individually, you have to go out of the tool and you have to open that individual project separately. It won't show the hierarchy. But Primavera is having view of hierarchy, that is called as enterprise project structure. And who are all the owners? Who are all the owners is nothing but who are all the leaders, who is managing the portfolio, who is managing the program, who is managing that particular project. A project manager may even manage 4 or 5 projects, but each and every project is mapped, can be mapped to that project manager. That is called as OBS, organizational breakdown structure, which is not at all available in Microsoft Project. That is the biggest beauty of Primavera. So what is Primavera? Primavera is a, if anyone is asking anywhere what is Primavera, Primavera is a portfolio management tool. That's why our tool itself telling PPM, EPPM. EPPM is Enterprise Project Portfolio Management. PPM is Project Portfolio Management. So Primavera is a portfolio management tool, not only the project management tool. People used to think it is a planning tool. Under project, planning is a separate, a simple part of project is called as planning. Planning is one of the activity or one of the phase of the project. Planning, executing, monitoring, and closure. And from the initiation, all the 5 phases is end-to-end managed in this tool. Okay. Can I really learn Primavera? Yes. So as I said, these are all the prerequisites we need to learn before Primavera. So what is project life cycle? What are all the phases in the project? So from initiation phase to from closure phase, each and every phase. For example, initiation phase, a project manager have to interact with multiple stakeholders and they have to list down what are all the things required to execute this project. That is called as project charter document. Then in the planning, we used to think what is the project scope, how to divide the project into work breakdown structure. And in the work breakdown structure, what are all the things we need to expand, that is called as activities. And how to create the relationship between activities. So that is called as next level of planning. Once that is done, then we need to understand who are all the resources we need to perform this particular activity. So that includes human resource, labor, non-labor, and material. Combination of all the three may also required to perform this project. Okay, so listing down those resources, how to create those resources, how to map those resources to those activities. So once it is done, you need to understand that there is no resource over allocation we have done in the project. So if there is resource over allocation, we need to perform or reduce or control that resource over allocation through a mechanism called as resource usage profile and resource usage spreadsheet. So using that, we need to do a resource leveling. Once your resource leveling is done, your project is eligible for the execution. So once your leadership team approves this plan as a final plan, that plan should be converted into a baseline. Then only even 10 or 20 planning engineer or 20 project manager even may work in for a larger projects. Those kind of time, nobody have a authority to modify any of your plan because that plan is already baseline. If anything to be modified, it need to get approved from your project stakeholders. The stakeholder include internal stakeholder as well as the external stakeholder. If anything, for example, you planned activity called foundation for 10 days. So while executing, you are feeling that it may take additional 3 days. You can't, being a project manager, you should not directly go and change that because the project is already baseline and it was planned to execute this in 10 days of duration with this budget of cost. We are planned already. If anything is actually additionally taking. So we need to capture it and we need to capture the variance and we need to understand due to this delay, due to this over cost utilization, in the upcoming activities, we need to reduce it. So I'm proposing a new plan. I revisited my plan. I utilized or reduced some unwanted activities and I compressed this plan with the technique called descoping, or you can do fast tracking by adding additional resource based on the provision available in your project. So this kind of philosophies practically we will see during this situation how which kind of tool option you have to use to bring back your schedule to a original agreed upon state. So baseline your project and execute the project based on the baseline. If any deviation, capture it in the variance. In the variance, especially cost variance, schedule variance. Using that, we can also easily identify what is the cost performance index of the project and what is the schedule performance index of the project. These are all the portion which will be considered as an advanced level of portion in the program, usually in this tool. If you are learning till only scheduling and planning, it is only the basic level of the tool if you are knowing. So once if you want to do a end-to-end project management, we need to know these advanced philosophies of how to monitor and how to close the project using generating the reports. So once again, what is critical path? Reports, how to create a look ahead schedule. These are all the things comes in the part of advanced level of this tool. That knowledge is nowadays very much needed for a planning engineer, even in a project manager. That's why we didn't segregated or separated the training into basic and advanced. If you are knowing the tool, you should say, I know end to end. I know only half of the tool. You can't say anywhere. If you are having a mobile phone, We will not say I only know half in this phone. I don't know how to, I know only how to call. I don't know how to use WhatsApp. Then it's our problem. We are not utilized this phone properly. So if there is a tool, we need to end-to-end use it, better use it. That will help your project management skills contributed to your project quality. So project timelines, very simple. As I said, project charter, project management plan, and the actual work is carried out in the execution. And during the closure, we need to generate the reports. This reports, as I said, there are default reports available. There are customized reports available. There are batch reports, even 4 to 5 reports you can configure and you can generate in a single click. Okay, that is called as batch reports. And cost versus risk. If any change in the project, if you are doing in the earlier stage of the project, your cost of changes will be very less. Okay, initial days of your project itself, if you are forecasting the risk management is one of the key item which is not available in Microsoft project, but that is available in Oracle Primavera. That these are all the key features stand out Primavera unique with other competitive tools. That's why it is more needed in the market. Okay, so if you are identifying the risk in the earlier stage, your cost involved to fix that risk will be very less. If you are not forecasting the risk, for example, if you are planning for a project in a Chennai, we all know in December there will be heavy rains. You should not plan for 20 working days for that month for project execution by considering or pre-considering that there may be a chance of heavy rain. So always we can go with the 12 days of working days to be planned in the project. And you can set up your customer's mind as well. You can able to deliver the project in the March, not in the February. Because we are planning now for the project, I'm evaluating all the forecasted risk and now itself I'm telling for this number of duration, for this cost, I can able to deliver the project by considering all risk factors or forecasted factors. If you're not considering the factor, you may end up in giving a false commitment to your end user. So that will be considered as one of the project failure. That's why I said project manager skills required scope management, cost management, schedule management, risk management, okay, and resource management. All those key 5 things will be handled in this tool, especially these are all triple constraint: time management, cost management, scope management. Quality, risk, resources are indirectly connecting to time, cost, and scope. This triple constraints is directly connected to the quality of the product, risk of the product, and the resources of the project. So that's why triple constraints is very much consider before learning this program. We need to understand these philosophies very much. Critical path, yes. Critical path is being a project manager. Always we need to understand what are all the critical activities in the project, what are all the non-critical. Always you should have a plan B and plan C for the critical path. Critical path activities are nothing but the activities that has a lesser float. So if the lesser float means lesser buffer, if there is no buffer, if something goes wrong, that may have a potential to impact your project delivery timeline. So that may impact your reputation or project performance failures. So always we being a project manager, how to after you are planning, completing the planning in the tool, how you are utilizing the tool to group the critical and non-critical activities. That will be also practically we are going to learn in this program. How to generate reports, advanced level reports, we are going to learn this program. So our success stories, these are all recent September batch candidates who got job references through us and joined in the job. So if you wish your names to be listed here, so kindly utilize this program or upcoming batch programs of Primavera and get upgraded and get cracked the interviews and get your CTCs increased. And final, so willing to stay ahead. This is the enrollment process. Enroll for Primavera training, learn from experts, and learn by doing complete all hands-on practicals. Complete your real-time project at the end. And finally, interview preparations and mock interviews will be also given by in the training consultants. And finally, you can go and attend interviews and highly paid offer also you will get. And even if you are going to the job, if you are facing any critical scenarios, there is a alumni forum, you will be there. So you can post your practical scenario that if you are facing, even myself or any of our alumni who is available to respond will respond. This kind of option you can choose to solve that your situation at this moment. That kind of recommendations also you will get. So it's not only about learning, completing the program and leaving the training company. You will be also fully associated throughout your rest of the life. So wherever, if you are learning any new thing, you can contribute in that forum. And if you are having any queries, you also raise questions in that forum. So always be interactive, be bold, be vigilant in asking any of the questions in any of the forum. Automatically, you will get upgraded in your knowledge. That's why I said, if I ask any question, volunteer yourself and say, that is the first habit that is expected from a project manager. So if you have any query, stop there and ask your questions. Even sometimes I may not also not knowing the answer. Even it will help for me to learn and come back with the answer. Here, the both person is getting learned when you are asking question. If you are keeping your questions in your mind, there won't be no upgradation of a knowledge will happen. Learning is something you are listening as well as you are contributing to that particular forum. So we are trying to create a forum that should be providing a win-win situation to both ends. Okay, that's all I have for today. These are all the things. Fees, I think this is not applicable now. You may have different offers in Credo system. So willing to stay ahead, can ask questions now to me. So I will stop sharing. The forum is open. 𝐏𝐫𝐢𝐬𝐚𝐯𝐞𝐫𝐚, Goka, Prensi, Harish, Enba. Feel free to ask. I am here for next 15 minutes to answer particularly your question. Even I like to open the tool and showcase you if you are having any question specific to tool and tool features. Even people comfortable in Tamil can ask in Tamil. I'm okay with that. Are you guys there, first of all?
Hi, sir. Good morning, sir.
Hey, good morning, Musharraf. Yeah.
Sir, I'm B Mechanical Engineering student. Last year passed out, sir, 2023.
2023.
So
Fine.
I have been working in a nuclear power plant, which is mechanical department,
Okay.
as a quality assurance
Okay.
assistant in quality assurance department.
Nice.
So
Okay.
I'd like to switch my career to planning engineer, sir.
That's why I said, don't think only in the boundary of planning engineer. I want to learn full project management philosophies because planning is part of project management. Okay.
Yes,
You
sir.
can't learn planning separately. That's why I said, if there is a project, we need to collect requirements from different by interacting with different stakeholders. For example, there will be a procurement team in your organization. We need to interact and understand who are all the vendors that going to supply materials for your project. What is the average cost for these materials? We need to list down all those things. Then only you can properly do a cost planning for your project. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So then it means that you are going to involve in a project initiation phase. So you are going to interact with the different stakeholders, or sometimes there may be a dedicated project manager who will interact with those stakeholders and bring the information in plate in project charter. Being a planning engineer, you will just read out that information and you will put the entry in the tool and you will schedule the plan, completed plan, scheduled, I mean, after entering into the tool, you will do a scheduling. There are three types of scheduling in the tool. You will do a scheduling and you will list down that this is the first WBS, this is the second WBS, when we can deliver this WBS, what is the overall cost for each and every WBS, planned cost for this WBS or budgeted cost for this WBS. That information, that is the boundary for planning engineer. After that, once this plan is going for review to the leaders, if leaders are asking some questions, again, you will collect that question, you will ask with the project manager, and you have to update it. And this is one part of your planning engineer role. Once you are upgraded, if you are working in planning engineering for 2 years, automatically you will also be expected to understand whether project is progressing as per the plan. If project is not progressing as per the plan, you have to work with the team members, you have to work with the project managers to revisit the plan and redefine the plan as well. So obviously you are going to interact with the initiation phase. You are the person who are going to participate in the execution phase. You are the person who is going to generate the reports for the project closure as well. So automatically you are going to participate in end-to-end phases. People thinking that just planning and scheduling is the only job of the planning engineer. Don't keep your boundary within that. So our motto is to get ready to manage the project end to end. Project management is our motto. Automatically, planning is one of the responsibility of your project management. Is that clear? For example, in your
Okay, sir.
household, washing is one of the activity, cooking is one of the activity. Okay, maintaining the home is one of the activity. So if all managing whole things is going to be the managing the whole home management. Whether you want to learn the home management or you are going to learn only the cooking. Planning is like cooking. Cooking is one part of your household management. Is that clear?
Okay, sir. But as a fresher, they will offer us only a planning engineer role, sir.
Learning,
We
there is
can't
no boundary.
directly participate in project management as a fresher.
That's why I'm telling, don't bother about what you are going to participate. There is no boundary in learning, right?
Yes, sir. But
After
I'm
3
asking
years,
about the culture of the company, which could.
forget about boss. Musharraf, forget about company. Forget about what job you are going to perform. Very simple. Is there
Okay, sir.
anything stopping you to learn all these five?
No, sir.
That's why I said you are not a project manager now. But being a project planning engineer also, you have to interact all these phases
Oh, okay, sir.
at this role. When you are become project manager, you are going to own all these phases. In the project life cycle, we have 5 phases. You are going to the own you are the going to be the owner of that 5 phase. Now you are not owner, you are owning only planning portion, but you are having interaction point with all the phases. So if
Yes,
you
sir.
are learning all the phases, will going to make you visualize what is happening on the other end. So that's why I said, don't keep your boundary within planning. Always learn end to end. Whatever may be the role you are playing, that is different. They may utilize you only as a tool operator. They may utilize you as a junior planning engineer. They will make you only work in the copy of the project. In the real project, your project manager will update the project because they may not having the confidence on you to update the real project that may collapse any of the real schedule. So that is different
Yes, sir.
case. We should not bother about those things. We are confident in learning the things. We are going to be getting knowledge of end to end. That is how we design. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you for the reply and advice for me, sir.
Hope it clarifies your thought. Right. Okay. Sounds good. Any questions from others? I like to hear voices of Jabba, Princy, Goka, Shweta, Dinesh.
Hi, sir.
Hey Dinesh.
How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm fine. How about you?
ஃபைன் சார் ஃபைன் சார் சார் நான் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா எனக்கு பிளானிங் அண்ட் ப்ராஜெக்ட் கண்ட்ரோலில் ஆல்மோஸ்ட் ஒரு 7 years எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் இருக்குது.
7
கரண்ட்டில்
years.
வந்து கரண்ட்டில் வந்து மலேசியாவில் தான் ஒர்க் பண்ணிகிட்ருக்கேன்.
Okay.
ஸோ மெக்கானிக்கல் கன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ஷன் கம்பெனி. ஸோ நாங்கள் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு சப் கான்ட்ராக்டர், ஒரு மீடியம் சப் கான்ட்ராக்டர்னு வச்சுக்கோங்களேன் சார்.
Okay.
எங்களுக்கு இப்போ கரண்ட்லி வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு 4200 கோடிக்கு ப்ராஜெக்ட்ஸ் வந்து கையில் இருக்குது அப்கமிங்ஸ்க்கு.
Okay. Okay.
ஓகே சார். இப்போ வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா சார், இப்போ எங்கள் இதில் பிரைமவேரா யூஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க. இப்போ நான் வந்து ப்ராஜெக்ட் கண்ட்ரோலில் இருக்கேன். இப்போ நான் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா முன்னாடி பிளானிங்கில் இருந்தேன். நான் வந்து எம்எஸ் எம்எஸ் ப்ராஜெக்ட் தான் யூஸ் பண்ணேன். ஸோ இதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து நான் ப்ராஜெக்ட் கண்ட்ரோலுக்கு மாறிட்டேன். ஸோ இப்போ ப்ராஜெக்ட் கண்ட்ரோல் நான் வந்து பட்ஜெட்டை வந்து ஃபுல்லாக கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன். ஆல்மோஸ்ட் எங்களுக்கு வந்து சின்ன சின்ன ப்ராஜெக்டாக ஒரு 30 ப்ராஜெக்ட் போயிட்டு இருக்கு. 30 ப்ராஜெக்ட் நான் வந்து ஃபுல்லாக எக்ஸல்ல தான் யூஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன். ஸோ பட்ஜெட் அதே மாதிரி எங்கள் இதில் வந்து பிரைமவேரா யூஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க, பிளானிங்க்கு யூஸ் பண்றாங்க. பட் ஷெட்யூல் மட்டும் தான் யூஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க. ஸோ பட்ஜெட் அந்த மாதிரி ட்ராக்கிங் கிடையாது. ஸோ இப்போ எப்படி சார் இப்போ
கரெக்ட் ஆப்ஷன் ஃபார் ஆர்கனைசேஷன். சில கம்பெனி வந்து sorry to shifting towards Tamil. If anyone is not knowing Tamil, highlight me. I will rephrase and again answer once again in English as well. Dinesh, to answer your question. One second, I am getting echo of my voice. Okay. So to answer your question, நீங்க வந்து உங்க ஆஃபீஸ்ல வந்து காஸ்ட் வந்து யூஸ் பண்ணல அப்படின்னு சொல்றீங்க. காஸ்டிங் யூஸ் பண்ணுங்கிறது ஒரு கம்பெனியோட சாய்ஸ். ஏன்னா உங்க கம்பெனி ஆரம்பத்துல இருந்தே SAP யூஸ் பண்ணியிருப்பாங்க காஸ்ட் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட்டுக்கு. அதாவது ஷாப் ஃபிக்கோன்னு ஒன்று இருக்குது, அதை யூஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கலாம். இல்லை வேறு ஏதோ ஒரு எக்ஸல்லையே அவங்க கம்ஃபர்டபுளாக இருக்கலாம். தே ஆர் நாட் நோயிங் எஃபெக்டிவ்லி ஹவு டு யூஸ் தி காஸ்ட் போர்ஷன் ஆஃப் திஸ் பிரைமரா டூல். அதனால கூட அவங்க பண்ணாமல் இருக்கலாம். மேபி இது வந்து காஸ்ட் ரிலேட்டட் இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் ப்ராஜெக்ட் மெம்பர்ஸ் ஆர் ப்ராஜெக்ட் மேனேஜர்ஸ் அந்த காஸ்ட் ரிலேட்டட் இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் எல்லாருமே பிரைமரா டூல்ல எல்லா ஆப்ஷனுமே எல்லா ப்ராஜெக்ட்ல வந்து எல்லாருமே வந்து யூஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க. சைட் இன்ஜினியர் ஆல்சோ பார்ட்டிசிபேட்டிங் இன் தட் டூல் ஃபார் அப்டேட்டிங் தி ப்ராஜெக்ட் ப்ராக்ரஸ். அதனால அந்த இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் வந்து தெரியக்கூடாதுன்னு நினைச்சு கூட பண்ணலாம். இட் டிபெண்ட்ஸ். தேர் ஆர் லாட் ஆஃப் ரீசன் பிஹைண்ட் இட். தினேஷ், புரியுது இல்லையா? சும்மா ஒரு ரிப்போர்ட் ஜென்ரேட் பண்றாங்க. கஸ்டமருக்கு வந்து நம்ம மார்ஜினோட ஒரு பிரைஸ் வச்சிருக்கோம்னு வைங்களேன். இவங்க கூட யாராவது ரிப்போர்ட் ஜென்ரேட் பண்ணி கஸ்டமருக்கு அனுப்பிச்சிடக்கூடாது. அப்போ கஸ்டமருக்கு வந்து என்ன மார்ஜின் ப்ராஃபிட்ல நம்ம பண்ணிருக்கோங்கிறது தெரிஞ்சிடும். இந்த மாதிரி சில லாட் ஆஃப் ரீசன்ஸ் இருக்குது. அதுல ஏதோ ஒரு ரீசன்காக யூஸ் பண்ணாம இருக்கலாம். பட் Primavera is having the full capability to manage the cost as well. Okay.
ஓகே சார். ஏன்னா நான் இப்போ ஃபுல் காஸ்ட்ல இருக்கனால வித் பிளானிங் எனக்கு ஆல்மோஸ்ட் ஒரு 50 to 60% தெரியும். ஸோ Primavera இது ரெண்டையும் கம்பைன் பண்ணி ஒர்க் பண்ணணும்னு எனக்கு ஆசை. ஸோ அதான் சார். சார்
ஓகே. இல்ல இருக்கு, எல்லா ஆப்ஷனுமே P6ல இருக்கு. நீங்க டூல் பாத்துருப்பீங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன்.
பாத்துருக்கேன் சார், பாத்துருக்கேன். நான் யூடியூப்ல கொஞ்சம்
இதுல இந்த பட்ஜெட் சம்மரி, சாரி நான் ஸ்கிரீன் ஷேர் பண்ணல நினைக்கிறேன். ஒன் செகண்ட், லெட் மீ ஷேர் மை ஸ்கிரீன். இதுல ஸ்பெண்டிங் பிளான், பட்ஜெட் சம்மரி, பட்ஜெட் லாக்லாம் இருக்கு இல்லையா?
ஆமா.
இதுல வந்து நம்ம ஃபர்ஸ்டே ப்ராப்பரா பண்ணிட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் அந்த பர்டிகுலர் ப்ராஜெக்டை ஓபன் பண்ணி WBS போனீங்கன்னா அந்த ப்ராஜெக்ட் மாடியூல் லெவலில் அதோட பட்ஜெட் எப்படி ஸ்பெண்ட் ஆகுது அப்படிங்கிறத இங்கே பிரிக்கிறோம். அதுக்கப்புறம் ஒவ்வொரு ஆக்டிவிட்டிலையும் நீங்கள் ரிசோர்ஸை லோட் பண்ணுவீங்க இல்லையா? இந்த ரிசோர்ஸோட பெர் யூனிட் ப்ரைஸ் வந்து நீங்கள் ஆட் பண்ணிடுவீங்க. ஓகேவா? யூனிட் ப்ரைஸும் யூனிட் காஸ்ட்டும் ஆட் பண்ணீங்கன்னா அந்த ரிசோர்ஸ் பர்டிகுலர், ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் ப்ராஜெக்ட் ஆக்டிவிட்டிஸ் போனீங்கன்னா லெட்ஸ் சே இந்த ஆக்டிவிட்டியில் இப்போ 3 ரிசோர்ஸ் நான் ஆட் பண்ணுறேன் அப்படின்னா அந்த 3 ரிசோர்ஸ் ஒன்று வந்து லெட்ஸ் சே அதோட பெர் யூனிட் ப்ரைஸிங், லெட்ஸ் சே எலக்ட்ரிக்கல் டிசைனர் அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு ரிசோர்ஸ் இதில் தேவை. அவங்க அந்த ரிசோர்ஸோட இதுலேயே பார்த்தீங்கன்னா என்டர்பிரைஸ் ரிசோர்ஸஸ் பண்ணீங்கன்னா இந்த பர்டிகுலர் ரிசோர்ஸோட பெர் யூனிட் ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் ப்ரைஸ் என்ன பெர் ஹவருக்கு அப்படிங்கிறத நம்ம இங்கே மென்ஷன் பண்ணிட்டோம்னா இந்த ஆக்டிவிட்டியோட காஸ்ட், பட்ஜெட்டட் காஸ்ட்டு, ஆக்சுவல் காஸ்ட்டு எல்லாத்தையுமே நம்ம கால்குலேட் பண்ண முடியும். இதை வச்சு நம்ம ஏர்ன்டு வேலையை கால்குலேட் பண்ணுவோம். இப்போ ப்ராஜெக்ட் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் ஃபிலாசபிஸை எண்ட் டு எண்ட் எஃபெக்டிவாக யூஸ் பண்ணணும்னா நீங்கள் காஸ்ட் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட்டையும் உங்கள் ஆர்கனைசேஷனில் யூஸ் பண்ணியிருந்தா பெட்டராக. நீங்கள் வந்து ப்ராஜெக்ட் அதை வந்து வெறும் பிளானிங்க்கு ஷெடியூலிங்க்கு மட்டும் அந்த டூலை யூஸ் பண்ணாமல் எண்ட் டு எண்ட் அந்த ப்ராஜெக்டை பற்றின ட்ராக்கிங்கு, எங்கெல்லாம் வந்து காஸ்ட் பெர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ் இண்டெக்ஸ் மிஸ் ஆயிருக்கோ அதோட அலர்ட்ஸை நீங்கள் பார்க்கலாம். எந்தெந்த ஆக்டிவிட்டி, ஒரு ப்ராஜெக்ட்ல 100 ஆக்டிவிட்டி இல்லை 200 ஆக்டிவிட்டி இருக்கலாம், இல்லை 1000 ஆக்டிவிட்டிஸ் கூட இருக்கலாம். அந்த 1000 ஆக்டிவிட்டிஸ் எத்தனை ஆக்டிவிட்டி, ஒவ்வொரு ஆக்டிவிட்டியாக போய் இது மிஸ் ஆயிருக்கா, ஷெடியூல் மிஸ் ஆயிருக்கா, காஸ்ட் ஓவர் யூட்டிலைஸ் ஆயிருக்கா, இல்லை காஸ்ட் பெர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ் இண்டெக்ஸ் ரெடியூஸ் ஆயிருக்கான்னு நான் பார்க்க முடியாது. ஆனால் நான் இதை வந்து கான்ஃபிகர் பண்ணிட்டு அலர்ட்ஸாக செட் பண்ண முடியும் P6ல. ஸோ P6 has robust capabilities to handle scope management, cost management, resource management, schedule management. ஓகேவா? ரிஸ்க் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட்ல ஒன்று தான் த்ரெஷோல்டு. ஓகே
ஓகே சார். ஓகே, தேங்க் யூ சார். ஆன்சர்ஸ் யுவர் क्वेश्चन தினேஷ். ஓகே சார். ஓகே சார். ஸோ அதே மாதிரி சார் இப்போ எங்க இப்போ வந்து ஒவ்வொரு ரிசோர்ஸ்க்குமே பண்ணலாம்ல, ஒவ்வொரு ரிசோர்ஸ் ஒவ்வொரு எப்படி சொல்றது, இப்போ வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா பைப்பிங் இருக்கு. பைப்பிங் எரெக்ஷனுக்கு வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா பிளஸ் சப்போர்ட்டும் ஒரு பார்ட் ஆஃப் ஒர்க். ஓகேவா சார்? இப்போ சப்போர்ட் ஒர்க்குக்கு மட்டும் நம்ம பிரைமவேரால எவ்வளவு ரிசோர்ஸ் யூஸ் பண்ணிருக்கோம்னு சொல்லிட்டு எடுக்கலாம். ஆனா வந்து காஸ்ட் வைஸ் நம்ம பார்க்கும்போது சார் எங்க இதுல மொத்தமா தான் ஒரு மொத்தமா தான் கோட் பண்ணி வச்சிருந்திருப்பாங்க. இப்ப சப்போர்ட்டுக்கு மட்டும் தனியா இது பண்ணிக்க மாட்டாங்க.
Very good question. Primavera has the goodest greatest attribute. கொஞ்சம் நீங்க மியூட் பண்ணிக்கோங்க, எக்கோ அடிக்குது. கொஸ்டின் கேட்கறப்ப திரும்ப அன்மியூட் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. ஓகே. ஸோ Primavera is having a great option available. So that is called as resource histogram ன்னு சொல்லி. அதாவது நம்ம வந்து ஏதோ ஒரு ரிசோர்ஸை பார்க்க போறோம். சாரி, ப்ராஜெக்டுக்குள்ள போறேன்னு வைங்களேன். ட்ரீம் ஹோம் வில்லா OMR போறேன். இந்த ப்ராஜெக்ட்டுக்கு இந்த ப்ராஜெக்ட்ல இவ்வளவு ஆக்டிவிட்டிஸ் இருக்கு. 4 WBS இருக்கு. It has this number of activities. People who are all not knowing, don't worry, don't get panic. So just since he is into planning, he is asking the next level of questions. So we are glad to answer that as well. So resource usage profile is there. Okay. It will show how much the resource is occupied in this project in the way of hours, as well as in the way of cost also we can get it. So resource usage profile options, where you can shift to cost, it will give information of that particular resource and how much planned cost for this project. Since this activity is not executed, we are not getting the actual cost. This right side will tell the cumulative cost planned for that particular resource, and this will say the what is the daily allocated amount for that, not daily, activity wise allocated amount for that particular resource. Okay. Any doubts here? இதுல ரிசோர்ஸ் ஹிஸ்டோகிராம்னு ஒன்று இருக்கு. இதுல உங்க ப்ராஜெக்டோட டிஃபரெண்ட் ரிசோர்சஸ் ஒவ்வொருத்தருக்கும் ஒரு எஸ்கர்வ் போடலாம் நீங்க. ஸோ ஒவ்வொரு ரிசோர்ஸோட குமுலேட்டிவ் இங்க கிடைக்கும். பர்டிகுலர் எந்தெந்த டேல அந்த ரிசோர்ஸுக்கு எவ்வளவு ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணீங்கிறது இங்க கிடைக்கும். இஸ் தட் கிளியர்? ஒரு நாளைக்கு 8 ஹவர் இருக்குல்ல, 1 ஹவர் சார்ஜ் நம்ம போட்டிருப்போம் அந்த ரிசோர்ஸுக்கு. 8 ஹவர்ஸுக்கு நம்ம எவ்வளவு சார்ஜ் அந்த மண்டே, அந்த டியூஸ்டே, அந்த வெனஸ்டே அந்த ரிசோர்ஸுக்கு பர்டிகுலரா எவ்வளவு காஸ்ட் யூஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கோம் அந்த ஆக்டிவிட்டிக்கு. ஓகேவா? அதுல இந்த கிரீன் கலருங்கிறது சிவில் டிசைனர், இந்த பர்டிகுலர் ப்ளூ கலருங்கிறத ஆர்கிடெக்சரல் டிசைனர் வச்சு டிஃபரன்ஷியேட் பண்ணியிருக்கேன். நீங்க ஒரே டோட்டலா பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஒரே கலர்ல இருக்கும். எல்லா ஆக்டிவிட்டியோட டோட்டல் குமுலேட்டிவ் காமிக்கும். ஒவ்வொரு ரிசோர்ஸுக்கு வேணும்னா நம்ம we have to go for resource histogram. ஓகே.
ஓகே சார். சோ இத பேஸ் பண்ணி நம்ம அந்த
ஒவ்வொரு
ஆக்டிவிட்டிக்கான
இண்டிவிஜுவல் ரிசோர்ஸ் இந்த ப்ராஜெக்ட்ல எவ்வளவு நம்ம ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணிருக்கோங்கிறது எடுக்கலாம்.
ஓகே சார். ஓகே சார். ஓகே சார்.
நாட்
தேங்க்ஸ்
ஒன்லி
சார்.
லேபர் ரிசோர்ஸ், எவ்வளவு மெட்டீரியல் யூஸ் பண்ணிருக்கோம் அதோட காஸ்ட் என்னன்னு எடுக்கலாம்.
எக்யூப்மென்ட்ஸ் ஆல்சோ. எஸ் சார்.
யா லேபர், நான் லேபர்.
ஓகே சார். ஓகே சார்.
ஓகே.
ஓகே சார். தேங்க்ஸ் சார்.
வெரி குட் क्वेश्चन. நெக்ஸ்ட். இன்பா, ஹரிஷ், ஸ்வேதா, கோகா, பிரின்சி. கொஸ்டின் கூட கேட்க வேண்டாம். எஸ், ஓகே, வி ஆர் குட், ஹவ் ஆர் யூன்னு கேளுங்க. ஒரு புரிஞ்சுதா சொன்ன எல்லாமே கன்வே ஆச்சா எல்லாருக்கும்? ஏதாவது கொரிஸ் இருக்கா?
ஓகே சார். புரிஞ்சதுங்க சார்.
கணேஷ், ஜபா. ஓகே, ஐ ஹோப் எல்லாருக்கும் புரிஞ்சிருக்கும். அமைதி, மௌனம், சம்மதம்னு எடுத்துக்கிறேன். ஓகே. So if no questions, we are good to close for now. So even if you have any questions, you are hesitating to ask in the forum, no worries. You can connect to coordinators of Credo Systemz and you can connect to me through them, and you can ask all sort of your questions that needs to get clarified. So thanks again for everyone for listening my session and making it interactive at the end. Few good questions at the end. I really impressed with these questions. So thanks again for the active participation from the everyone. So I like to move. Yeah. Yes, Ganesh.
Nothing sir.
Okay. I'm over to Credo engagement partner side. So Palani or anyone take care from here.
Thank you for sharing your knowledge, Vijay.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Merlin.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you everyone for joining the session today. Please provide your valuable feedback to get the participation certificate. Those who are not joined, please join the WhatsApp group to get the recording details. The offer is going on for the Primavera course. The course is for a weekend and a weekday. Vote in the poll which is in the feedback form. If you guys are like to join in this course, feel free to contact us and fill the form to get the participation certificate. Once again, and remind, only those who are participated in the webinar will get the offers for the Primavera courses. And you guys need any details related to career development or course, please feel free to contact us. Our details are shared in the chat. We have planning to do series of webinar in the upcoming days. So stay connected and stay tuned, guys. Thank you.